And welcome back to more Splatoon 2. Last time we ended up finishing up Area 2 with the Octo-Samurai as our opponent, and this time we're continuing through Area 3, starting with level 11, which is over there. Just gotta kind of jump over here, and there you go. Other option, right at the block, use the charger to get the entrance open, and then you can actually just jump to it. That is another way you can do this level. I don't entirely recommend that because it's kind of time consuming. So, it's pretty easy to get there, luckily. You can really use some more data on this weapon. Can you use it for a bit? So we're back in with the hero dualies, which is fine by me. I like the dualies. So, chasing heartache. That sounds promising. A Tentacook after it. So these are a new type of enemy that runs from us, dropping bombs. Typically these guys have keys. If you have the curling bombs, which you can get along with other upgrades, these end up being very easy to take down. Unfortunately, we do not have curling bombs, so we're kind of left to do this the difficult way. Running just makes us want to chase you. That's a good point. Yeah, bombs are being recommended to us for good reason. Yeah, a lot of them have keys. So that's the gimmick of this level, is just chasing down the keys. I don't think I've really talked about it too much, but again, every time you hit a checkpoint you get more lives. So we have 3 lives to do each section, pretty much. At least I think that's how it works. I think it gives you a full 3. It might just give you 1 if you lose like 2. It might put you back at 2. I actually don't die that much, so I actually don't know, not to sound overconfident. But like, I legitimately don't know how the life system works, because I haven't actually experimented with it, to be honest. The dualies just have such a good firing rate, it's very satisfying. Also, I don't know if you've noticed, but there's one neat trick with the dualies, where if you dodge roll, you actually shoot a steady stream, because you move your blasters really close together, so it merges the cursors until you basically stop firing or move. So if you want to shoot a really focused blast, definitely dodge roll often. Otherwise, you can cover a lot more ground with 2. It's also a good weapon because Splatoon doesn't have shoulder switching. Most third-person shooters have shoulder switching. Most weapons in Splatoon opt for the right shoulder. The dualies center everything, so it actually makes it a little bit easier. That's actually part of the reason I use dualies so much, because you don't have to worry about shoulders. So we're coming up on our first collectible of the level, I'm pretty sure. Got more of these bad guys. Don't get sloppy. Try. We actually want to fall here. We can go through this little grate in the floor. Get a sunken scroll for our efforts. I really don't like this song. Actually, I really don't. So bombs are a good strategy to kind of narrow down their movement. Kind of corner that, like, box them in. It's a lot easier with curling bombs, so like I was saying earlier. Which way are you gonna go? Either way work. Got the key, so we can unlock the vault. Like so, and we should be coming up on the end of the level pretty soon. Yeah, who needs cover? I need cover, because that guy has a shield. I did not think this through. I wish they had shields like that normally, but I guess they kind of do now because of the Tentabrella. Or the Splatbrella. The Tentabrella is a variant. Which we will be seeing later, because that is also included in the single player, the Brella type weapons. One of them has the key, but a couple of them actually have keys. The reason is because some actually allow us to get other goodies. There are a lot of vaults here, so there are more keys than required. If they actually reach the top of the slope, they'll try jumping down. so it's good to try to get them before they can jump and float down. There's also a Tenta-missile power up there, which is helpful. There's the exit, but we don't want to go there yet. We want to mess around a little bit more. Get all the collectibles. I should just use these. I'm trying to get more items, but for the sake of time, let us do that. Second key, so that goes over here to unlock a Sardinium, so we're good for this level. And there you go, that is 12. No, that is 11. Chasing Heartache. That actually is a pretty long level because of how much you have to deal with. There's a lot of moving parts to that level. Major changes to regulations by the powers that be have led to a call for the complete replacement overhaul of all special weapons. Designers and manufacturers are struggling to comply with this new regulation. So if you've noticed, all of our specials are different in this game, that's why. Nice little in-universe explanation for just trying to change things up. So now we want to come over here. We have this little moving block that we saw earlier, but we want to come up this wall and ride the rail. So you have to actually go into squid form here so you don't hit the wall. And this is level 12, Octo-Resort Spring. Everybody bounce. Now, what's the weapon of choice in this level? I actually don't know what it is. Hero shot. Well, that's easy. It's actually surprisingly easy. This is actually a pretty fun level. Lots of bouncing. I'll be while landing on a bounce pad to get some serious air. So this is fun. You have to actually go into squid form in order to get through the grate. Again, I feel like mechanics are much better utilized in this multiplayer compared to the first game. And by multiplayer, I meant single player. Like, basically mechanics get used more, is what I mean. You know, you don't have one mechanic for a level and then it disappears till the end of time. They actually generally get used pretty consistently throughout the adventure, which is pretty nice. I do know that was a complaint about Splatoon 1, where if you actually like the single player, a lot of mechanics tend to not be utilized a whole lot. So this game is definitely better about that. So we have a new enemy that's very not fun to deal with. That guy. So what we want to do is quickly go past him, break these, and we got the Sardinium, of course. Pretty easy. And yeah, the enemies bounce too. I wonder if he'll go over there at some point. I wonder if you can even get ink over there with like a charger. If you can fire far enough over. Or these guys. There's one on top of the enemy too, so that's fun. So let's get rid of you. And let us see how this puzzle works. Yes, this is a puzzle. They'll generally follow your ink. Or you. So let's just wait. There you go. Now we have to get him over to where we are. We can also, I think, use bombs for this purpose. Yep. Or maybe he just noticed us. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. But coming up this wall, we have the Sunken Scroll, and we're good to go. Kind of hurry through the rest of this. Got a lot of power eggs, so if you're still looking to upgrade, this is the place to be. Got moving targets though. I'm botching this part. But we got that at least, and more squid rings. There we go. That's the other side of the level that I pointed out earlier. And last section. I haven't really brought attention to this, but the music actually does change when you reach the final checkpoint. So it's just a nice little detail that the music kind of picks up a little bit. In this case, I think it goes like up an octave, so it sounds a little bit more conclusive, for lack of a better word. It sounds like it's gearing up to end, is what I mean. Like the song sounds like it's getting ready to end. There you go. Everybody bounce. That was much shorter. The next level was actually pretty long, I'm pretty sure. If it is the level, I think it is. These must be photographs taken by some young adult inklings. Are these so-called twinklings trying to convince their peers that their lives are exciting and full of meaning, or are they trying to convince themselves? Wow. Anyway, we need to go to 13 now, which is kind of a hike, actually. Coming back down here, we gotta move over this away. That's actually a different level. It's over there. Actually, I think we passed by that. So, I actually did try to get over there. So let's just super jump. You have to take that little moving platform, use the, ink grappling hook there. And, yeah, that's all there is to it. This is kind of near where the, Sardinium was. So, for the sake of time, since I already showed how to find this last part, let's just move on. And we have another Sheldon's request here. It's the Hero Splatling. This thing can turn you into a one-squid army. It's a Hero Splatling. Hold ZR to charge up and release button to release a fat stream of ink. Charging up leaves you pretty vulnerable to attack though, so be careful. So, it's kind of like a weird charger. It's kind of like a weird charger. That's the best way to describe it, and that's not a very good way to describe it, I know, but that's the best I can come up with. But it charges up like a charger, but just mechanically works very different. One difference that's actually super major is you cannot store your charge unless you're using a special type of charger that they just added to the game not too long ago called the Nautilus. So if you have that weapon, you can store your charge, but otherwise you're kind of out of luck if you're a charger main. There's also a variant of the charger called the Mini, I'm pretty sure, which has got less range, but is actually pretty decent at attacking still, and charges way faster, and also doesn't mess with your movement speed as much, so it's a viable option if you like the idea of the charger, but you just find it a little slow. So yeah, the mini Splatlings are good. I think I said charger when I meant to say Splatling, so my bad. Yay, confusing terminology. I have this weird gut feeling that I missed stuff, but I don't know why I have this weird feeling. Anyway, this is a weird little section here. By the way, they actually add platforms under these switches, so you can use bombs in case you're using a weapon that is not ranged. I think the charger and the Splatling have the same variants basically, but the other weapons have changes to make it possible. That was a roundabout way to say it. And there you go, that is the Sardinium. Gotta kind of ride up the platforms and be quick about it. Got this little section here. Luckily we have the high ground, so it's not too much trouble. We can probably get a new upgrade pretty soon. We have 500. We're gaining power eggs pretty quickly, actually. I think we're also coming up on our Sunken Scroll pretty soon. Got more of these guys, unfortunately. Let us hurry. And there we go. Now we need to find a key, as usual. This section is actually a little annoying, I'm not gonna lie. Kind of have to be quick about it. Like this. I'm gonna kind of cross like this, just for the sake of time, and also avoiding the enemies. Got the key, got armor, and over here we have eggs. Not entirely worth it, you may argue. So let us investigate this area further. There's a little trick to this, actually. It involves that little grapple point there. If we time this properly, you can come up here. One of these has to be inkable. Looks like that one. So if we go up here, and jump, and hopefully not die in the process, and get the sunken scroll. I'm gonna just do that to move faster. And there you go, that is both collectibles down for level 13. Sapfish is up there. So yeah, you'll see this mechanic periodically throughout the game as a warning. It's actually pretty fun, but it's slightly frustrating with the other weapons. Having to use splat bombs mainly kinda complicates it a little bit, but it's not too bad. 2 more checkpoints to go. If you wonder how I know this level so well, let's just say it didn't go too hot on my first playthrough. I kinda kept falling off here, so I recognize this level very well. Kind of a tight timing window there. Don't fall. So this is a little complicated because we have to dodge all the enemies and not die. I said not die. And yet we died. So let's try this again. I had the right idea, I just did not have the right execution, basically. So I'm gonna kind of do this so we have a clear shot at the goal. Try to outpace him, which we sort of did. Kind of sloppy execution, but hey, we made it. And now we have to use these enemies once more to progress. Also, I'm gonna take you out. So obviously this is another case of the level kind of sucking if you happen to not be using the designated weapon, because you have to do this with splat bombs, which is not fun. So this is one of those levels where I'm like, yeah, it's actually pretty terrible without the intended weapon. Because you have to hit this with a bomb, which is actually a pretty tight throw. But there you go, that is the level. Another 5-minute level, that seems to be the average length, which is actually ideal, I find. I feel 5 minutes is a good length for these. It's not too long, but it's not too short either. Same dialogue as always. So now we can use the charge of the splatling whenever we want. The most fashionable gear is crafted with the latest in textile technology. Heating materials to produce smooth curves or distressing stiff fabrics to increase suppleness and change your look are common techniques. Nice. What would I do without you, Agent 4? What indeed. But with that, we have completed a couple more levels here. Next time we'll hopefully finish this area, and then next time, after that, move on to the next. Area 4. So, with all that said, thank you for watching, and I hope you join me next time for more Splatoon 2.